All right, we are back. Hey guys,
Hi, everybody.
welcome back. Psychic Shari live stream, talking to Sherry Klein,
Yeah.
and just floating around here on the water.
Holy cow. Well, especially where you live, you need to build an ark. I mean,
Yeah, really. So, for those of you that don't live in central Indiana area, it is just flooded out here. Roads, uh, tons of roads are closed. I mean, people are getting their boats out. It's crazy.
yeah, and they're saying that we haven't had rain like that. This is like the 100-year flood,
Yeah.
and
Um,
it's been about 100 years. I think is what they said. I don't know what they said on the news, but I'm just like, it is. It's more where you live. It's more up north a little bit. I live south of you more, but it's rained a lot.
I know, I know. And we just had another big storm came through earlier
Hmm.
today,
Yeah,
right
we did
before this
too.
live stream. So, and I think we've got one coming here like pretty soon, another wave.
Yeah,
So we'll see if we get the thunder.
I gotta watch what I wish for because remember I said I love thunderstorms and rain. So
I
every
know,
morning I've woke up to thunder and it's like it's really hard to get up out of bed. And
I know it.
I
So
almost missed this show, didn't I, Bobby? I called Bobby yesterday. We were talking. I would have totally spaced today.
yeah,
Uh, so I'm glad I mentioned something when I talked to you.
I know, I know.
So
Okay, let's go ahead and get going. First of all, before we get started, we wanted to thank two people for their contributions to our Kofi website. Polly just put one out there this morning, as a matter of fact. And then earlier this week, Venus.
right.
We appreciate that. If anybody feels so inclined, our URL address down there is at the bottom right hand part of the screen, kofi.com/ psychic Sherry. Anything you can do, appreciate it. Helps keep the channel going.
Hmm.
And so let's get to the reading. Sherry,
Yeah.
we'll be giving readings, general readings only for the next hour. Won't be addressing specific questions today. She'll be tapping into your higher energy and share what your spirit guides want you to know versus what you want to ask your spirit guides.
Right.
General readings do take a little bit longer, but we'll try to get it to as many people as you can. If you didn't get a reading today, that's okay. After the show, in the recording of the show, down in the comment section, type in that you would like a reading. Put your first name down there too. You would like a reading. If you have a question that you really need answered, put that down there too. Sherry will get to those as soon as possible, usually today,
Yeah.
same day.
If not today, within the next day or two.
Right. Yeah. And also, if you want a reading today, in the chats, uh, put the fact that you do want a reading down. I know we've got a lot of new people coming in, but make sure you put your request for a reading in that chat because we don't want to invade someone's privacy. And if you just say hi, Bob and Sherry, well, we'll say hi back, but that doesn't really give us permission to actually give you a reading. So go ahead and put that request down when you enter into the chats. All right, you ready, Sherry?
Yep. Yep.
Let's get it rolling. No
Okay.
alphabet messages today. It's all readings. So we'll start with Sherry Reed.
All right. All
Mary.
right. Let's see what you're not going to say it?
No, I've already said it. It's been said.
Okay. All right. Here we go, Sherry. Let's see what we've got going on here. They're showing me that you might find yourself a little bit indecisive because it feels like you want to do something and then you're like pulling back. You go forward, you're pulling back. And even maybe throughout life, at this point right now, you might feel like you're taking one step forward, maybe two steps back. But that's all right. They said sometimes we don't always have to be moving, and feel like life is always in the flow because we learn more sometimes when life kind of uh, gets into a glitch, is what they're saying. Speaking of glitches, they're throwing me into your home. Um, and I don't know if you've had issues with your lights flickering or any type of electronics, TVs, things of this nature. We're going to call it in a glitch. Um, if so, this is just a little bit of confirmation or connection with your loved ones on the other side. It doesn't feel like your guides. It does feel like loved ones who has crossed over. Um, and if it bothers you, talk to them and say, you know what, enough is enough. I don't want any more of this, because it feels like when I get into your home, there's a lot of spirit activity. It's kind of like where Bobby and I grew up. It comes in groups. You know, a lot will happen and then nothing. And then it seems like it kicks up again. If it bothers you, then tell them. Tame it down a bit. Um, First thought of whoever you think it is, that's usually who it's going to be. It does feel like a man, and it does feel like a loved one that's on the other side. So that is the message for you, Sherry.
Okay. All right. All right, Sherry. Good, good reading. You know, the way you spell your name, it's almost like you should pronounce it Shari.
Shari. I get so many people that call
Shari.
me Shari.
Right?
Hmm.
Shari. Maybe I'll call you that. No.
Okay, go ahead.
Psychic Shari.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound right.
Uh-uh.
All right, let's go to Nicole.
All right, Nicole. Good morning. Let's see what we've got. Okay. We see where they're kind of showing me a little bit in the past or even right now where you feel like you're carrying a heavy load, and this feels energetically, and it could also mean that you're trying to do too many things, maybe for too many people. But your spirit team wants me to tell you that they're proud of you, because we do see where you're starting to lighten the load, so to speak. And you're lowering that bar for yourself. And that's what spirit wants. Um, you know, sometimes it's nice to push ourselves, but we can't always, always, always push ourselves. And that's what they're saying. And we love the way that you're really getting a lot of opportunities to kind of draw the line in the sand, so to speak, with other people. Not that you're never going to help other people, because it feels like you will. But as we all know, there's those people that always want to take and take. And we love the way that you're really stepping up and standing in your power. So your spirit team wants me to tell you, good for you. They have on little party hats, they're blowing horns. But I think it's a dual message with that. There might be a celebration coming up. Your loved ones on the other side want me to tell you that when happy times, when birthdays come around, when holidays come around, they are around, and they don't want you to feel like that they're missing out on it, because they're not. So that is the message that comes up for you, Nicole.
Okay. All right. Now we move to Kathy Macy. Welcome back, Kathy.
Okay, hi Kathy. All right, let's see what we've got going on here. It's so funny. I'm hearing that song, "The Wheels of the Bus Go Round and Round." Do you remember that song, Bobby?
Yes, I do.
Okay, Irene, let's see what we've got going on here. All right. And I love Spirit. Boy, they can pack a lot of things in. You know, a picture is worth 1,000 words, is what they're saying. Because what they're saying is you may feel like you're on a hamster wheel, like, and you're almost like a robot. I get like that. I like to do things, and so does Bobby, where, we get up at the same time, we do the same things, and it's just like
Mm-hmm.
almost like
Yeah.
robotic. And that's kind of what they're saying with you. But they're also showing me that this wheel is like on a school bus. So what they're saying, the way to break that mundane feeling, that feeling like you're stuck or in autopilot, is you got to get out and do kid-like things. If you hand a kid a crayon and a piece of paper and tell them, draw me a house, they don't sit there. They just draw it, whether it looks like one or not. They don't care. They're enjoying the process, not the outcome. They don't care what the picture looks like. They just enjoy doing it. So that's what they're saying with you. Wherever you're at right now in your life, enjoy. And just take it one day, one moment, 1 hour at a time. And of course, you can focus on what you want, but they're just saying incorporate some of this childlike behavior to a certain extent, and that will open up the creative juices. And therefore, then you won't feel like you're on that hamster wheel. You can kind of feel like you're moving forward. So that's what comes up for you, Kathy.
Okay. Let's move to Donna.
Okay.
Donna,
All right, Donna, let's see what we've got.
one of your
They show me,
favorite usernames.
yeah, I love those usernames. Um, it reminds me of Dippity Doo. Remember that? Kathy used to put that in her hair when they'd wear the
Yeah.
beehive. All right, so with you, Donna, what they're showing me is you with a pen, or it's actually a pencil and a paper, and you're really writing things down. I'm asking Spirit, what is this? It almost feels like you're in school or you're learning something different. Doesn't mean you've got to go to college, but you know, even with spiritual classes, for years I took a lot of classes and wrote notes, and with those notes is when I taught classes. You know, Bobby, you came to my house when I taught spiritual classes, and a lot of it came from me writing when I was learning this stuff. Otherwise, I would have forgotten. It's kind of what they're showing me with you is you're writing things down that you're learning because it really strikes your fancy. And you're going to need this information later down the road. May or may not be in the spiritual world, but whatever it is, save these notes, put the date on them. So this comes up for you. One thing too that comes up, um, you know, full moons do affect a lot, all of us. But with you, it feels like you're an empath, and it feels like it might really affect you. Um, the emotions. You know, it can make us feel sad or depressed or just a roller coaster. And they're saying this would be the best time for you to do journaling and to write things down, and start doing some inner work on, you know, why is this emotion coming up? And then writing for you is very good. When you write things down, being a list maker would really be beneficial for you too. So that's what comes up for you, Donna. Pay attention to these full moons and see if you know, when you start to get these emotional, you know, roller coaster feeling, get out a pen and paper and just start asking, why am I feeling this? And then it's like you're having a dialogue with your higher self. And the more you do it, the more information that's going to come up. So that's what comes up for you, Donna.
Okay. How about Veronica? Welcome
Okay,
back,
all right.
Veronica.
Hi, Veronica. Let's see what we've got going on here. Instantly, we see, I'm asking Spirit, is this a move? A lot of times, I don't think it's a move, because a lot of times they'll show me a box, but they're showing me you maybe changing things around in your home. Um, I don't know if you're into feng shui, but I feel like that you're moving things, or you will, in your home. Doesn't have to be things on the wall, it could be your furniture too. But it feels like, because they're throwing me into your home, that you're incorporating feng shui. And if you don't know what that is, Google it, but it is about the placement of things in your home that gets the energy and the chi moving. And you're going to start to find your taste in everything is starting to change slowly, but it is starting to change. You may not like the way you decorate your home or your room. Your clothing may change. Your taste in, you know, lovers or whatever may change, or friendships. A lot of changes coming in. And I'm asking Spirit, because I can carry on a conversation with them while I'm talking. And they're saying that what is happening is because you are starting to vibrate at a higher frequency, and really starting on a spiritual journey. And they're cautioning you one last thing is, they show me you going down your life's path, but your head is turned and you're looking backwards. So, you know, of course, we kind of have to reflect, do some inner work, but they're saying, you know, when you find yourself always in the past of regrets or things of this nature, this is when a lot of work needs to be done, because they want that head, they want you to be looking where you're going, not where you've been. So that's what comes up for you, Veronica.
Okay. Always good to be looking forward.
Mm-hmm.
Now we go to Kristen. What do you have for
Oh,
her?
all right. Hi, Kristen. Boy, they show me we love for you to be outside. The more you can be outside, the better off you're going to be. Now, if you live in Indiana, that's probably going to be hard.
Not, not today.
Yeah, but I went out last night and did a meditation. It was beautiful last night.
Really. Mm.
So they show me her feet on the ground. And another thing that came up, not only will it make you feel better, but we don't know as if you're into this yet. Uh, but this is a very high potential that we see. A probable timeline is where you will start to work with the grids of the earth, portals of the earth and the grids. Um, there's a lot of people might go to Mount Shasta, things of this nature. They feel like they're drawn there. These are the hot spots, so to speak. You can have a hot spot anywhere. And they're just saying the more that you get out, the more you get out in nature. We love trees for you. And you might even have an animal that you take for a walk. I'm kind of seeing a little dog around you, maybe taking a dog out for the walk. But yeah, they're just really asking you to get out in nature the most that you can. And if you can take your shoes off or literally just sit on the ground, the closer you can get, it feels like the better you're going to feel and the more grounded you're going to feel. Because it's as if when I look at you, your aura seems like it's kind of up to your thighs. Which tells us that you're kind of, into the future more. When you get outside, this will ground you, and then envision your aura, which is your energetic circle, all the way around you. We like it to go down below your feet too. So this will help with that, and you'll know that it's working because uh, the anxiety level will drop. So that's what comes up for you, Kristen.
Okay. Good. Now we go to Beatrice.
Okay, hi Beatrice. All right, let's see what we've got. Boy, they show me you standing in front of the mirror and you like what you see. It feels like tweaking. You've been really working on yourself. Sometimes little changes can just snowball into, better and better and better things. And that's what we see for you. We just see you standing there with a lot of confidence. Your spirit team is so proud of you because they said you've come such a long way in such a short amount of time. And not only just with your physical body, but all aspects of your life is what they're saying. And we love the way that you're really working on balancing your life. We talk about this a lot. Um, if one area of your life is off kilter, it's going to affect the others. So if your physical body has a lot of aches and pains, it's going to affect your emotional body, your mental body, and all the other ways around. So they say you're doing very well at the balancing act. So keep up the good work. And that's the message for you, Beatrice.
Okay. Now we go to Polly. Polly, thanks
Mm,
again for your Kofu or
yeah,
Kofi
Kofi.
contribution.
Thank you,
Kofi.
Polly. Yeah, we do appreciate it.
Yeah.
Um, and for you being on the show, everybody being on the show. All right, Polly, let's see what we've got going on here. All right. What they're showing me is maybe some fixing things up, we're going to say, around the house or your room, wherever it is you live. Just little things. And kind of like what we were saying with the Beatrice before you, little things sometimes can make a big difference. Just like painting a room, it can make a big difference for the better. And I think it's hard now, but it's not that expensive. And we
Yeah.
just see where you start to really work on details of your home and fixing little things. Maybe they're kind of showing me down by the baseboards and the flooring, maybe new carpeting, things of this nature. So we see things like that. And whenever, our house is a reflection of what's going on inside of us. So if we feel really, have a lot of anxiety and a lot of stress, and if you look at your home, you will see probably piles of junk and just a lot of things in chaos. A cluttered house is a cluttered mind and body. So when you do start to do a lot of work in the home, then you're also doing internal work. Sometimes one will come before the other, but we do see where the more that you pay attention to little things, um, even if it's little painting of the holes in your wall. I just did that yesterday. It's kind of what they're showing me with her. And so it's little internal work too that's going on with you. One thing too that comes up is they're showing me, and I am no doctor, like a rash, little spots that might itch. And this kind of feels like, thank you, Spirit. A lot of times it has to do with the food. I don't know if you've ever done any type of a liver cleanse, but this is what they're saying. And they like lemon in your water. And again, I'm no doctor, but they're just saying that it feels like we got some toxins built up a little bit in the body, and that this would help. You don't have to do it for days, maybe just one day. But every day, try to put lemon in your water is what they're suggesting. So that's what comes up for you, Polly.
Okay. All right, now we go to B. B, thank you for the compliment.
All right.
I've gotten better over the years, but I don't know about
Do,
amazing. But
do what? I can't read it. And
she
oh,
said
Bob,
I'm
you're
an
amazing.
amazing moderator.
Yeah. Well, I think so. He does a good job, and he does all this other computer stuff, and I
Yeah,
can't do any of that.
I know.
Um, yeah, I know. We make a good team. You're analytical, and I'm not.
Yeah,
So,
right.
all right. Okay, B, let's see what we've got going on here. All right. Wow. Okay. Kind of showed me you like in a tub, but then you were coming out of the bathtub, and they're kind of showing me like how people will get baptized and things of this nature. Doesn't mean you're going to get baptized, but thank you, Spirit. What they're saying is you're going to have a lot of epiphanies, and you're going to have a really deeper understanding of religion and maybe some of the things that you were taught when you were younger um, aren't going to make sense to you or aren't going to resonate with you now. And you're going to just start to dance to your own drum, and you're going to take a little bit of this and a little bit of that of things that do make sense to you. Um, it may just start out about religion and things of this nature. Thank you, Irene. The minute I said that, they said she's going to feel a stronger connection with angels too. I don't know if you work with the angelic realm, but they're just showing, ooh, I'm getting cold chills. So they're confirming they're really coming in and surrounding you. I love when angels come in too, because boy, they're master healers, and they can help open gifts in you and help you on your spiritual journey. Safety in numbers, we can always use help from the angelic realm, but I'm seeing your home and all around you is just filled. Uh, Irene says with the big hitters, with a lot of light and a lot of the angel presence. So call on them, especially if you're doing any type of energy work, any type of readings, anything of this nature, because the more you call on them, the stronger their energy field becomes around you and your home. So that's what comes up for you, B.
Okay. Let's go to Christina.
Okay. Hi, Chris. All right. Let's see what we've got here. Okay. One thing Spirit says is when you don't feel good, uh, even if it's emotionally, mentally, physically, then duty yourself up. I'll do that. I told you, Bobby, I've been on vacation, man. I've done nothing but lay around in my jammies and eat and watch TV, and I have turned into a slug, like a big blob. And it's like, but like today, I had to force myself, to take a shower and put my makeup on and stuff. Got to tell you, right there, I feel 100 times better.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what they're saying with you. When you don't feel good, then kind of dress yourself up a little bit or do things out of the ordinary. Um, they're really drawing me into your feet, and I'm asking Spirit about the shoes here. They showed me you with slippers on, and I'm asking Spirit why that. Whenever I think of slippers, I always think there's not enough. Cushion, I suppose, or arch support in those shoes. And if you have, thank you, Spirit, and of course I'm no doctor. If you have foot issues, they're saying watch kind of what shoes you have and make sure that you buy shoes that support the arch, because I'm really drawn to like a flat foot. And when our feet are off kilter, it can boomerang all the way up. It can cause back pain. It can throw everything off. So again, pay attention to your feet. If they're tired, soak them. I have this thing I put my feet in, and it gives me like massages the bottom of your feet. I
Hmm.
love that because there's so many nerve endings in there. It's not called acupuncture. What is it called where they do the feet, Bobby? Uh, they press on certain points. I should know this. It's going right out of my head. Um, it's like a foot massage, but anyway, you'll know what we're talking about, Christina. And so that's what they're saying. Feet are the big thing for you this next couple of weeks. So take care of them, and it's amazing how it'll boomerang effect. You'll feel better on all different levels. Um, all right, so that's the message for
Are
you.
you talking pedicure?
No, well, that did come in. It's not acupuncture. It's where people, oh gosh, darn it. It's the bottom of your feet. Like if you press on a certain area, it will have reflexology. There we go. I knew
Okay.
somebody would come up. Foot reflexology. They're like, hello, ding diddling. Yeah, reflexology. I'm telling you, there's something to be said for that. You can
Hmm.
Google like the maps, so to speak, of each part of your bottom of your foot, and if you press on it, it can affect certain
Oh, yeah.
organs.
Yeah, I can. Yeah.
So that's what comes up for you, Christina. Maybe snoop around and get some reflexology.
Yeah.
So,
All right, let's go to Kathy.
all right, Kathy, let's see what we've got going on here. They show me you crunching numbers. And I'm asking Spirit, what do you mean by that? Might be a time to make up a budget. There's always something to be said for saving money. Um, but it feels as if there's a lot of ways for you to trim the fat, so to speak. In other words, um, sometimes money goes out and we don't even know it. So many times, you know, if you were to really write down every single dime that you spend, you would be amazed at ways you can cut back. And this is what we see coming up for you, Kathy. I love when I do that. It makes me feel like I'm in control a little bit, you know. And this is what comes up for you as we see you making a budget and sticking with it. And you would be surprised at how much money you can save in a month. So that is what comes up for you is really just crunching the numbers. Um, and when you do, it feels like any bills that you have, it feels like any debt that you have, you're just gonna dig yourself out. If you owe things on credit cards, anything of this nature, you're gonna find that these are gonna get paid off a lot sooner than what you originally thought if you do stick with a budget and the plan. So that's what comes up with you, Kathy.
Okay. Now let's move to Anna.
All right. Hi, Anna. All right. Let's see what we've got going on here. Very drawn into the throat chakra. Because they're showing me you standing there with the microphone in your mouth, and you're wanting to talk, but it's like the words won't come out. So you may not be in front of TV, you may not be have a podcast. This could just be in everyday life where there's so many times when we go back through your timeline where we see so many times you wish you would have said something, and we all do this, wish you would have said something and you didn't. We do see where that throat chakra is wanting to really open up more and more for you. So your guides are going to bring you a lot of situations or people in your life that's going to give you the opportunity to voice your opinion, and if you misunderstand somebody, to really kind of get some more clarity. And this comes out. I gotta tell you though, I keep asking Spirit, why the microphone? And they said that there might be a time where you are going to have to be in front of an audience, whether you want to or not, and where it feels like there will be a lot of eyes on you and watching you speak. So, whatever it is, and this might be a couple of years out, and maybe your guides are just preparing you now for that. Because I got to tell you, if people would have said something to me, you know, 10 years ago, said I'd have a podcast, there would that would be a 100% no. There would no way I would ever want to do this. And it's taken me a long time to get to where, Bobby, I struggle.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's very hard for me. But that's what, sometimes things like this, they start out slow. And that's kind of what we see for you, Anna. So there may be a day when you do get out on a podcast, or where you stand up on a platform and really speak, and whatever comes out of your mouth, people are very interested. So that's what comes up for you, Anna.
Okay. Yeah, I remember we started this in February, but we were actually going to start it in October because you backed out at like the last minute
I
because you
know.
were too nervous.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
just I don't know what it is. Even when I used to would do platform, oh my God. I would during doing this, I would stand up maybe in front of 25, I don't care if it's 10 people or 50 people. I literally would like feel like I'm going to have diarrhea or throw up any minute, and I couldn't even deal with it.
Yeah.
Um, so it just isn't. And just like you
You-
said, the more you do it, I mean, the
Yeah.
more anything you can do anything if you keep trying.
Yeah. That's right.
So,
All right, let's go to Candy.
all right, Candy. All right, let's see what we've got going on here. Boy, I see a beautiful light coming down around you. It feels like a pyramid that kind of comes around you. And this feels like it is coming from the angels and your loved ones on the other side. They want me to tell you they do hear your prayers and your help. We don't always have to know our direction in life. So many people are like, why am I here? What is my purpose? Your purpose is just to be happy and to experience and to learn. Like mine is to serve people. I clean houses and I do this. That can be anything. I've been a waitress. I've been everything. So that's what they're saying is you don't have to know all of the answers, and especially even about the future. They're saying just enjoy anytime that you get an opportunity to make a decision. Should I do this or should I do that? What one makes you the happiest, then do it, is what they're saying. You might be going through a time where you literally feel like you're walking through mud. And and that's okay. Thank you, Irene. That can be a two streets here. You could take two different people, and somebody walking through the mud will think, "Oh, I'm running my shoes. This is horrible." Or put a kid in a mud puddle, and they're like, "This is great." So they're saying, try to make the best out of any situation that you come upon. And you will find that the more that you try to see that the glass is half full instead of half empty, that you'll be able to get through obstacles easier. So that's what comes up for you, Candy.
Okay. All right, now we go to her name is Jasmine. She did post a little later down in the chat her name.
Okay.
So this is for Jasmine. Jasmine, newbie, I think. Welcome to the show.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Jasmine. The first thing that comes up for you is your spirit team is saying, watch your thoughts, and especially watch your thoughts about you. Anytime that you find yourself putting you down, switch that thought and replace it with something about you like. they show me you kind of standing in front of a mirror, and you might think, oh, I don't like this or I don't like that, because we are seeing, it feels like it's one of your loved ones on the other side that's standing behind you and trying to whisper in your ear, oh, you're great, you're super, you look wonderful, trying to help you to build your confidence. Confidence is everything. And we're not saying, become a narcissist, but when people are confident, their energy radiates that. And people treat you differently. Everything is energy. Whatever is going on inside of you, you are reflecting it out of you like a movie screen all the way around you. And whatever matches that vibration is what's going to happen, is what you're going to experience. So if you don't like what's happening now in your world, work on you first, and then the outer world will change. So that's what comes up for you.
Okay. All right. Debbie Castle, welcome back.
Hi, Debbie. Good morning. No ABC messages.
No, not on Saturdays
Yep.
because
All
we're
right.
we're doing an hour, and so we want to get it all in.
Yeah. All right, Debbie, let's see what we've got going on here. We like this. We see you sitting there and your arms are crossed and you're like, finally. But you're sitting on a little pile of money and you're like, wow, I like this. Mission complete. And we're not saying quit your day job, but they do show me where you've been struggling and struggling. No, I don't know if we want to use the word struggle. You have been really working hard at tying up loose ends and to getting all, the ducks in the row and doing things the way you're supposed to. Gotta tell you, it feels like a father energy and a mother energy that come in for you, Debbie. They are so proud of you. So proud of you because they're telling me it doesn't matter what happens to you, you still can stand back up. And when you stand back up, man, I can hear Irene say, watch her roar, because when you stand up, you're even stronger each time. And they are so proud of you. Keep up the good work, is what they say. And you have got a lot of good karma, we're going to say. Even though I know we create our own karma, they show me an iCloud in the sky. And every good deed anybody does goes up into this little iCloud. Same way with the maybe not so good things. But, and then there's like a withdrawal. And they say you're really getting ready for a huge, wonderful withdrawal of the good things that you've done. So good for you, Debbie. Keep up the good work.
All right. Okay, now we have Aura. I know, just a reminder to people, the newer people, if you post on here wanting a reading and you just post hi, we'll say hi back, but we need your permission in order to provide you with a reading. Aura, in this case, did post later on in the chat that she would like a reading. So we
Okay.
do have her permission. So what do you have for her?
And can you say too, like, well, you'll probably say it at the end about how you can't wait till the end of the show to post, you know what I mean? Ask
What?
for a reading. If people wait too far into the show and then want a
Yeah.
reading, chances are we're not going to get to you.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, especially, we open up the chat rooms 30 minutes before the show, and we have a lot of regulars and a lot of people that come in here immediately post their requests. So if you're new and you come in, you want to try the show out, and 15, 20 minutes into it, you say, hey, I'd like a reading, and you post it, chances are we've got so many people in the queue in front of you that we're not going to get to you live anyway. So we encourage you all to come back, post immediately. And if you want to like minimize the screen and go, do something else and then come back, that's fine too.
Or
But you'll
watching
be
a
in the queue.
replay. Yeah.
Yeah, you'll be in the queue at least, and you'll get your reading. So just a little tip for some of the new people coming in.
Okay.
But Aura, we did get to you.
All right. Okay. So let's see what we've got. Again, it's almost like a boomerang from the last reading. They're saying with her, kind of watch your thoughts. You have like 17 seconds to change an undesirable thought. Think of every thought like a little seed, and even words. And when you say it or think it, you throw it into your future timeline. And so that's why, a lot of people will say, oh, this happened to me, and this bad thing happened, and that, and oh, see, here it comes. It's because they're always expecting it. They're putting those seeds out there. But the same can be true for good things. So they're asking you to really monitor your thoughts. And I know that sounds easy, but it's hard, and I know better too. It's hard to always stay on top of things. So now let's do a little bit further. Thank you. One thing too that your team is showing me is they're literally showing me a huge footprint in the sand. And you're putting your foot there and you're thinking, man, I have big shoes to fill. I have a lot of things that I want to accomplish or I feel like I need to accomplish. And some of these things, I don't know how I'm going to do it. Your spirit team says nothing is impossible if you really, really want it. And we do see where you are going to fill those shoes, is the way they say it. So a lot of things, Rome wasn't built in a day. Some of the really, really wonderful things that happen to each and every one of us in our lifetimes, a lot of them takes some doing. It takes a lot of time maybe for these things to come before they start to manifest. So the message for you is you're perfect just where you're at. And if it feels like you're worried about things in the future, that's okay, because there's always going to be things that people are going to worry about that we need to do. There's no finish line, and it's always going to be something. So instead of just enjoy where you're at, is what they're saying, because we do feel like that you are going to move forward and move up the ladder, is what they're saying. And when they show me somebody moving up the ladder, that can be a really good message, like wherever you work, we're going to start making more money, and things of this nature. So that's what comes up for you, Aura.
Okay. We hope you come back, Aura, and subscribe to the show. Now let's go to Salam. I know he doesn't have. This is Salam from Ethiopia. As a matter of fact, so we put another button in the map.
Yeah, I don't know as if we've had anybody from Ethiopia.
No, I think this is the first one.
All right.
And Salam did post in a subsequent chat that he did want a reading, so we do have his permission.
Perfect. All right, let's see what we get into your energetic field here just a bit. Your spirit team wants me to tell you that they're very proud of you, because you are selfless. You help so many other people, sometimes maybe more than you help yourself. But we do see where the older that you get, a beautiful balance comes in to where you get it. You get that we're all connected. And you know that when you help others, it just is a boomerang effect. When you need help, people will help you. It feels as the more that time goes on, the bigger your circle becomes. And what they're saying by the circle is the more family or the more friends that will come in. Because we feel as time goes on that you're going to have this beautiful safety net, is the way I feel it. Like you're always going to have somebody who's going to have your back. And again, you do the same in return for others. So this is what we see coming up for you. It's just a really wonderful energy. Thank you. Spirit is showing me a rainbow around you. Whenever they show me that, that's healing coming in. And of course, healing can come in all different levels: physically, mentally, spiritually, financially. So they just say, keep up the good work. I am drawn into your stomach, which tells me that you are an empath, because my stomach feels like it's going like this. And whenever I feel that, It's somebody who can really start to feel other people's energy. And that feels like it's going to really come online. Um, so make sure that you do however you want to do it, release other people's energy. You can just do it with your thoughts. I release anybody's energy that doesn't serve me to my highest good, and just blow it out, and then put yourself in an egg, little egg shell. So that's what comes up for this gentleman.
Okay. Hope that helps. Hope you'll come back. Now we go to Flower Beauty Peacock Rainbow. We'll just call her Rainbow. We do have a chat request subsequent that she requested a reading, so
Okay.
we're good with that.
Okay. First thing that comes up, it's funny, I instantly got like, smelled like smoke. Nobody in my house, it's just me and my husband here, we don't smoke. But it smells like some kind of cigarette smoke. And I'm like, is this incense? It's kind of a dual message. It feels like that you do have a loved one on the other side that used to be a smoker. It feels like a gentleman that comes in close to you and checks in on you often. And this does feel like it's a family member. My hands are going numb in this gentleman's energy. It feels like the circulation isn't good in this gentleman. Okay, Irene. But he does want to come in really quickly just to let you know that you are not alone. Now, let's go. They're pulling me out of his energy and more into yours. I'm asking Spirit, is my hand tingling? But no. I was going to say you're a healer, but it's more from this gentleman. Okay. One thing we would work with, if we were you, is to work on your breath work. And because I'm feeling a lot of anxiety, my energy, I almost feel like my heart is starting to flutter and like vibrating. I get this with some people because when they have high frequency, I can feel it. This is what I'm picking up with you. When we get really high frequency like this, there's always a need to have a little balance, to work on the breath, to ground. Breath work can ground you. Being outside can ground you. Salt baths can ground you. They are also showing me like incense burning. And we love these incense. They trigger things in you. One thing they're showing me is like when I smell that Nam Champa, I don't burn a lot of incense now because it's not really good for my lungs. But when you see this, when you smell stuff like that, or even rose, burning the incense of rose actually helps open up your third eye and gives you a better connection with the guides and your higher self. So that's what comes up for Flower Beauty Peacock Rainbow.
Okay, and now we'll go to Carol. We do have a post further on that she did request a reading.
Okay.
We're good to
All
go
right,
here.
Carol.
Newbie, I
First thing,
think.
okay. First thing that comes up for Carol is we love your energy. Your smile goes a long way, and people are feels like a lot of people are you're very charismatic and people come around you because you're just down to earth. You don't put up any personas. It feels like as time goes on, you're going to really be you. Boy, you're going to take off that mask and you're just going to be you. And if people don't like it, that's okay. Some might fall away, but others come in groves. They said there's so many people that come around you and you're just fun. We see a lot of fun things coming up for you. So make sure that you get that calendar out and put in dates of things to have fun with other people. There's something about you at this point coming up here. We always kind of like to give a window of about 2 to 3 months of where you're going to feel like you need to be around people. Sometimes, we like to isolate ourselves, but it feels like you're getting ready to go through a patch, is what Irene says, where you want to connect and be around people. You might even have a little connection with some people that you haven't talked to in a long time that might swing back around into your circle. So that's the message for you, Carol. Get out there. And they said, don't say no. Even if you get invited to something and doesn't feel like you'll really like it, and just go, and then you don't have to stay forever. But that's what they're saying. Get out there, mix and mingle, because it feels like your social circle is really going to start to expand. So that's what comes up for you, Carol.
Okay. Now we go to Charlotte. Charlotte, welcome back.
Okay. Hi, Charlotte. All right. Let's see what we've got going on here. I'm very drawn to jewelry for you and bracelets. And it feels as if some of these that you have or you wear are very powerful. My throat is starting to get, we know what this means. Feels like a lot of spirits coming in. Um, okay, slow down. Her team talks really quick. They're showing me the bracelets, and these bracelets feel like crystals. They hold a lot of energy, and we love that. Another thing, it's kind of boomeranging into the next part, the second part of this, and they're saying if you want to do light language or even automatic writing, try to really have a lot of energized crystals around you, whether it be necklaces or even bracelets, because it feels as if the more that you do that, the more energized it becomes. If you notice, I'm always holding this in my hand. Have you noticed that? I
Yeah.
do this with readings. Um, this, like by the end of the show, it's already starting to heat up. It
Wow.
gets really hot. And it's like, this is, I don't want to say my crutch, but you know, if you think it works, it works.
Yeah.
Um, but we just see a lot of crystals around Charlotte, and they're just saying that work with some of these, cleanse them in the full moon. Thank you. It might be time for you to, if you have crystals or even jewelry crystals, it might be time to cleanse them. The way we like to do that is to put them out in a full moon. Some things, I have like a selenite thing, can't put that outside. If it gets wet, it's ruined.
Mm.
You can put them on a window ledge, but make the intention. They're just saying it feels like some of these need to be cleansed, but they're also saying we see where the automatic writing, if you want, if you do automatic writing or any kind of channeling, that this can really start to amp up for you. You do hold a lot of energy in your shoulder too. I feel a little stressed out here. So it might be time to go get a massage, or it might be time to just relax a bit, because I do feel a lot of stress up in the shoulders. And you can blow that out too with your intention. So that's the message for you, Charlotte.
Mm. Okay. Now let's go to Kaja.
All right, Kaja. All right, let's see what we've got going on here. Instantly, I'm kind of starting at the top of your energetic field, and I'm starting going down. I'm instantly stopped right here. I feel like I'm so much stress right here. I'm asking Spirit what's going on here. Um, okay. One thing that they're showing me is they're taking me back through your timeline. And there's so many times where, and we all do this, where we stuff emotions down, stuff them down, stuff them down, stuff them down. It feels like a lot of them are starting to surface now. And everything's not going to come up and out at the same time. But when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. So it feels as if these emotions, and emotions are our teachers. Undesirable emotions are really our best friend. That's how we know when we're off kilter. If it weren't for those, we wouldn't, we'd be the last one to know that there's something that needs to be worked on. This is what we see coming up for you. Feels like the body is trying to release a lot of stress. And again, it's a process, but it does work. Again, I want to feel like I'm not getting enough oxygen. I want to take deep breaths in your energy. So they're saying work on the breath. I don't know if you have ever gone to an energy healer, a hands-on energy healer, or a Reiki master. Now, there's a lot of them out there. Some, and they can range from not so good to fabulous. Snoop around because we do see you lying on a table where you are going to get energy work done on you. It may not be the first person that you do, that you go to, but it does feel like you will find, I heard him say, you will find relief. And the healers, very beneficial. So, do you see that bug flying around? So weird. It like was huge. I don't see it now. Huh. Okay. All right. Must be getting
Okay.
loopy already.
I guess.
So that is the
Well, you're
message.
only an hour into it.
I know.
Yeah.
Wow. Just think if we had another half hour, I'd be seeing dinosaurs and pterodactyls and
Yeah, really.
okay.
Okay, so we got time for a couple of more. And we do take it first come, first serve. So next on the list is Jax.
All right,
Jax,
Jax.
welcome back.
Welcome back. Let's see what we've got going on here. Okay. They're showing me you on a boat. And it's kind of funny. Spirit might show me a message, but I get the download, I get the feeling too. I'm more drawn to the water than to the boat. And this water feels a little rocky to me. Water is the universal language for emotions. And when they're kind of like this, it means you might be going through a tough emotional time. They just say, stay with it. Sometimes in our life, of course, we all have things that, get to us emotionally that are outside of our situation. Some of this, it feels like that, they just say, hang in there, because sometimes our emotions, you can get up the next day and you can feel so much better and nothing externally has changed. So write it out is what they're saying. And when you do find yourself in an emotional place where you're sad or angry or depressed a lot, thank you. They're talking about working on your navel chakra. We talk about the chakras, and they're talking about the navel one, and it is kind of down below your navel. It's the color yellow, and they're saying work on that because it feels like it's out of balance. So work with the 7 chakras any way you can. A good way to balance them is just kind of go like that through each chakra the same way. And I like them to be about the size of a bowling ball. Kind of get them all going the same way, and really work on that, the lower chakras. And we think that that's going to help with your emotions. So that's what's up for you.
Okay. All right. Unfortunately, we have time for one more down
Okay.
on the list. Let's go to Carrie. Now, Carrie did have a subsequent chat that she requested a
Okay.
reading. So,
And that is why, in Bobby's defense, because sometimes, he might skip, people chit chat to get, and so it's not like every person that comes up, give me a reading, give me a reading. They're talking back and forth. So that kind of, I can see where that would be.
and people say hi, and I'll go down through and search through the different chats to see if they actually did request a reading,
Yeah.
because I don't want to skip them if they actually submitted
Yeah.
the request. So I'm rummaging through the chats a lot.
Okay. All right. And this is Carrie. I think
Yeah,
it's
Carrie,
okay. All right, Carrie.
one of our regulars.
Yeah. All right. First thing that comes up for you, Carrie, um, is I'm seeing animals. I'm seeing cats, little furry friends all around you. Um, Boy, the animal communication is really wanting to amp it up with you. And and again, it can be the outside critters. And I know I've talked about this before, um, but they're saying pay attention to the birds. And sometimes I'll tell Irene, show me somebody's personality. I might see a hummingbird. To me, that's somebody who's just, a little chatty Cathy. Or I might see a cardinal. To me, that's somebody who is kind of elegant, who kind of carries themselves well. Um, and so this is what they're saying with you. Pay attention to all of the critters that you see outside, um, even domesticated furry little friends, cats and dogs. You might find that you start to get more open and more open, whether it be you have them or other people have them, that you will start to really feel how some of these animals feel. Um, and, they only have certain ways to communicate. They can't, send you an email. They can't talk to you. There's
Yeah.
there's only certain ways that they're able to communicate. And you're going to start to really snoop around and pick up on this. And it could be a wonderful gift for you if you so choose. Um, because they're just saying, they're just like humans. Even when they cross over, if you ask me, some of like dogs and cats, they're more enlightened than humans because they don't have an ego. And when they get to the other side, from my perspective, animals go to the same place humans do. And I can communicate with them on the other side telepathically, just like I do humans. So it only stands to reason that when they're here on the earth plane, you can communicate with them that way too. So this is what we see coming up for you, Carrie. Again, it is a potential, and on this earth we have free will. So if you don't want to do it, then you're not going to do it. But we do see where that comes in for you. And so, yay, have fun with that. I just see
Yeah.
petting a cat. Nothing better than petting a cat that's purring.
Well,
And yeah,
I'm
well,
not
yeah,
into cats, but yeah, I get it.
yeah, and you have what, two or three?
Well, my daughter has two or three. I
Well,
don't get it.
they're yours. They're in your
They're
house.
in my house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So,
had a dream about my little girl Candy. I had a cat named Candy and a cat named Jeff. And it was like she was right there. Isn't that funny? I
really.
just now remembered that. So
Hmm.
anyway,
Hmm.
okay.
All right. Unfortunately, that is it for the show. That's as far as we can go with the live readings. However, uh, those that did not get a reading today, please go to to the recorded version of this, and it'll come up like almost immediately after we end this live stream. Go into the comments of that video, type in your request for a reading, put your first name down, type in your request that you would like a reading. If you have a specific question that you need answered, type that down too, and Sherry will get to you today or as soon as possible. Thanks for tuning in for today's show. Thanks to all our guests who had shared their readings with us. We hope you liked it. As always, if you have a topic you'd like to discuss or a question for Sherry to answer, put that down in the comments section. We'll try to make that happen. And if you'd like to book your own private reading with Sherry, go to psychicshari.com, click on the Schedule Now button. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel, as well as click on the bell icon to be notified when new live streams are about to show up. I think that will do it,
Yep.
everybody. Sherry,
Okay. Well,
we'll
see
see
you
you all
Wednesday.
next Wednesday, 6 p.m. Eastern Time.
Yep.
Take
Okay. Bye.
care.